Dreamscape presents The Convictions of John Delahunt by Andrew Hughes, narrated by John Paul van Cauwelaert. Chapter 1. I won't be welcome in the Delahunt plot. I doubt they'll make the slightest effort to reclaim me. Perhaps I'm promised to the dissectionists on York Street, though these days they've the pick of the workhouses. Most likely I'll end up in some forsaken corner of Kilmainham's grounds, pitched in with my peers, lying at odd angles and uneven depths, depending on the diligence of the digger. Quicklime poured in to hasten the process, and unmarked, save a scrawled entry in a spineless ledger, to be shelved and forgotten, filthy with dust. The fate of my remains had not given me a moment's pause until today's visitor. Now I can think of little else. It's tiresome that such morbid fancies should master me in my remaining hours. Helen might make some petition for a decent burial. My wife has been disowned, disinherited. She is soon to be widowed. Her plaintive letters will be mired in bureaucracy. Still, it will do her good to keep busy. At about noon I started at the rustle of keys and scraping of bolts as Dr. Armstrong was shown into my cell. He was a spare man, a little below the average height, but with a dignity of carriage that made him appear taller. Clean-shaven and obviously particular in his habits and dress. He was accompanied by an assistant, whom I took to be one of his medical students. As they entered, the doctor held a handkerchief to his nose. It's amazing how soon one stops noticing it, but immediately folded it into a pocket and regarded me with professional interest. "Has Mr. Turner told you the reason for my visit?" I set aside my pen. "Not in much detail." "Mr. Delahunt, I'll begin by saying I care not about the nature of your crimes." I reminded him I had only been convicted of one. He took the interruption in his stride. "Quite." It was his belief that the manifest failings in my character which had led me to commit my admitted crime resulted from grave deficiencies in certain faculties of my brain and the profusion of others. "Your cranial bone will have conformed around these undulations, leaving a discernible map for the trained hand." He flexed his fingers as if in demonstration. He said my cooperation would aid his research and further scientific understanding. "Of course, you are free to refuse my interview, and if you wish me to leave, I shall do so immediately." He fixed on a point above my shoulder, as if my response either way was of no concern. My first impulse was to tell them both to get out. But how could I refuse the final courtesy extended to me in my short life? I offered to vacate the only chair, but
Sample complete. Ready to continue?